Hey guys, so we're gonna make another video. So this one is actually way different than any one that we've done before. We're gonna talk to you guys about a show that we've been watching.
That a lot of people have been watching.
That is now halfway through the first season. Because we only get to 10 episodes. And I heard that it's a mini-series, so we just get those 10 episodes. That they're not going to do a season 2. I don't know if I told you that.
No, you never did.
Yeah, that's one thing that I read. So, I
Where'd
don't
you read that from, though?
like something that somebody, like screenshotted off of the site. Yeah. So, we're going to talk about Cruel Summer. So, and like our thoughts on it, some of our theories of where they're gonna go with it. So Cruel Summer, it's about a girl who gets kidnapped, and whenever she comes back from being kidnapped, she tells everyone that this other girl saw her in captivity and did nothing about it. So it follows through 3 summers, 93, 94, and 95 in Texas. So our cat is laying on Jeremy, being all cutesy. But yeah. So thoughts on it, Jeremy? What are your thoughts on it?
The writing's deceptive.
Very much so.
Well, and I mean, that's kind of the point of the show. It's like, oh, that's what we're going for. It's like, no, but here's my thing, though. Is what they're probably saying is like, oh, we're only going to have it for 10 episodes. You better tune in. And then there's going to be I'm guessing there's going to be a statement like, wow, guys, we didn't ever realize, wink, wink, that Cruel Summer would ever be such a big hit. And then it's going to turn into like a multiple season thing, like Pretty Little Liars, probably. Mind you, I've not seen 1 minute of Pretty Little Liars. I've been listening in the background.
I watched all of it.
I've been listening in the background as Kaylee's been watching this show. But just by listening to the dialogue, it's kind of like I don't know how to put it. It's the writing is done in a way that it almost seems like they're overcompensating. Like, okay, so I think a big problem that a lot of shows have is, well, how do we keep it interesting, right? Or you keep it interesting with good writing. The problem is if it's not the show people want to watch, well, they're not going to watch it, right? Well, no dir kind of thing. Well, the thing about Cruel Summer is they give you, like, such little to no information that you're like, oh, I have to watch every bit of it to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, the show's written in a way that the transitions between years, which happen multiple times between, like, in
an episode.
Yeah. The problem is that it's like, okay, well, if you don't pay attention for every single second, you're gonna miss something. So you're gonna not know what's going on. So you have to keep watching it. And so that's why I say I think the writing's a bit deceptive. You know, like, do I think it's a poorly written show? No, I just think the way they've written it is more of a way of, like, you know, it's less of like, oh man, this is really good. It's more of a, like, oh, they're really, really good at not telling you basically anything. Right? Because the whole thing right now, we're halfway through, and my thing is why I don't think it's just going to be a one season is, okay, well, that's not very profitable. Like, to have a really good show, what you want to have is longevity, right? Because let's say that I make a 10 episode show that there's no, well, actually there is a big name actress in it, or she was. I don't remember her name. Molly Ringworm?
She's not in that.
It's Ringwald, but I always call her Molly Ringworm because I like to be a jerk. But
Molly Ringwald's not in it.
well, I didn't remember. Who's in it?
Sarah Drew.
Oh, the children's detective novels. Got it.
That's Nancy Drew, baby.
No kidding. I know that. But you're not, since you don't have a lot of big name actors and actresses except for Sarah Drew, who I'm gonna be honest, she's probably a bit past her prime. Not saying that she's unattractive.
She was April Kepner for years on Grey's Anatomy.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love Sarah Drew.
But anyways, why is this rifle in 45 auto? Anyways, my problem is that, okay, if you want to have a long-running show, you're not going to do it for one season. You're never going to get your money back out of it. You know, because the actors and actresses, let's be honest, mostly actresses, I don't really have a problem with that. Oh, the textures fixed themselves. They're not bad. They're not really bad at what they do. I mean, I don't really have a lot of complaints. But I mean, since they're not big name, they're not getting paid too much. But since it seems they have at least a little bit of acting experience, you know, they're getting paid probably a decent amount. But it's okay. So how are you gonna get your money out of 10 episodes? Great camera work there.
I know.
Just top quality.
My hand was starting to cramp up. I need one of those podium thingies.
Yeah. But, so my guess is it's going to be, oh, surprise, season 2. Because also the problem is we know next to nothing. And one of the big things in writing, too, that you have to be careful of is you don't want to, it's called an exposition dump. It's where literally, like, within, like, a few minutes, like, there's so much stuff revealed and, like, said that the audience is just like, what? Like, it's hard on the audience to keep up, and that's not the fault of the audience. A lot of times it's the fault of writing.
Yep.
So the big problem that I keep seeing is, I'm like, okay, so if we're halfway through, we know next to nothing. How the heck are you ever going to convey everything, right?
Yeah.
Right, and the thing is, too, because if you've not seen the show, I'm not going to spoil much, but basically, like, there's basically in the first 5 episodes, there's next to no information, definitive information. It's all speculation at this point, right? Which the big problem is that, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but at some point you've got to tell the audience what is up.
Mm-hmm.
Stop hitting me. I'm playing zombies. I'm trying to upload videos, but every single time Twitch is just like, nah.
Yeah, like he'll start recording and like I'll forget to get on the Twitch app on his phone to check and make sure that it's actually playing on there.
Yeah.
And he will have been playing thinking that it's recording for like 3 or 4 hours, and then the next day whenever I get on there to get it to upload it,
it'll be stuck on like the home screen, like the stream is before the screen. So it's like, okay.
The whole time.
Yeah. So it's not that interesting of stuff anyways.
Yes, it is. It's so interesting. I feel bad.
But no, and like the thing about the show is like, yes, it is interesting, but I'm honestly thinking it gets too much credit. Like I'm not saying that because you wish you could have written something as good. It's like, no, it's because the way it's written, it's like you're thinking, oh, this is so good, it's so interesting. It's the story. No, the story itself is very, very, very simplistic at best. You know, like girl gets kidnapped. She claims other girl saw her. There's a lawsuit involved, right? There's going to be a court case and everything. So you're like, oh, this is getting good, you know? Like, oh my goodness, like, I wonder what happened. But you're not finding out anything. And the whole thing about a story, too, is you're conveying information, right? If you're reading a book, right, and actually it would be easier to do this in book form, which, well, actually it's based off of a 18th century novel. No, shut up, I don't care. But, you know, if you're reading a book, right, and you're learning absolutely nothing, you're not going to keep reading the dang book. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay, well, you mean if it's like page 100 and you're still like, you know, oh, I really don't know what's going on, okay, you might stick around. You might be like, okay, I really want to know what's going on. Okay, if there's 300 to 500 pages to work with, you can have the first 100 pages of that. Okay, but you're talking about a TV show and the runtime's about what, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're literally telling me nothing the entire time, and you're expecting me to. They know they're going to keep their audience because the audience wants to know what happens. But it's at a certain point, I feel like you're sitting there like, okay, well, nothing's happening.
Yep.
So my theory on it, and I don't want to really do I don't want to do theories of what's happening in the show because there's so many damn forums for that. But my theory, and I don't want to get spoilers. My theory is this: is that the producers and writers of the show aren't stupid or that stupid. Because they know that they can get people to keep coming back. Right, because who did this? Like, who's it blamed?
Who is lying?
Right. And the thing is, though, too, it's kind of a fine balance because you got to keep the air of mystery alive.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also kind of doing it kind of at the expense of the audience because it's okay. Like,
and they keep adding more and more, questions.
And the problem is, though, too, is that if you're writing your show while you're making it, or if you're not done with this season, it's you can end up in seriously hot water. When we were students, we were a part of a group that they were trying to do a show, they were trying to do a little mini series, right? Mind you, very very small stuff compared to this. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Oh dang, writing a show is hard." It's like, yes, it is. And if you're not making sure all your ducks in a row, you can have some serious problems. But like I said, they're not stupid. They're gonna sit there and say, "Oh wow, guys, wink wink, we never knew that it was gonna do so well." And it's like, yeah, you did. So my thing is, though, too, with this, I'm not knocking the writers for saying they're bad writers. I'm saying it's pretty deceptive if someone's going to sit there and say, this is one of the best shows I've ever seen. It's like, no. I mean, I don't know what you've been watching, and if you legitimately like it, more power to you. I just don't appreciate
I like it.
I just don't appreciate how vague the whole time it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even I'm playing zombies all the time, but I'm keeping pretty well up to speed.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just sitting here me no go on, me stupid. It's literally okay.
He's very good at multitasking things while he's playing zombies.
Yeah, it's okay, but the information you're giving me, you're telling me stuff. There it goes. You're telling me stuff, but you're not telling me anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving me the information, but you're giving me how to put it? It's if you ask why I was home so late, and I say, well, I got up this morning and I saw a squirrel, right? And the squirrel was brown, which was really and I just tell you for 20 minutes about the squirrel. I'm conveying information, but not the information you care about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of hard to explain, and I think that's also their point, is because it's you're like, oh, well, you just want to know what's going to happen next, so you keep watching. And it's getting to a point with me where I'm like, okay, you're not telling me anything. You're not giving me a reason to keep watching. And, of course, all the women's are going to be like, oh, my gosh, this show is, OMG so good. I can't stop watching. It's because you're watching for the chance of knowing what's happening.
Which they're not telling you.
Right. They're not telling you anything.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, they're ending episodes with more questions than answers.
Right.
So, one of the more recent episodes, there's now who's Annabelle? Because I guess Annabelle was also in captivity with Kate, but she doesn't remember who Annabelle is.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a bunch of theories. It's the kidnapper's alter ego, it's their baby, it's the girl that got kidnaped's alter ego, it's another girl that got kidnapped. There's a lot of theories.
And that's the thing too. In writing, so say that you're gonna write you're gonna write like a trilogy, right? You're going out to see and say, okay, how can I make this trilogy super super interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a thing in writing that a lot of good movies have done, and it is when you make a story. Like I said, I'm not a writing expert. I've written a few things, like not really to completion, but I've written enough that if there's a general story.
He could easily get him published if he wanted to.
Really?
Yes, you could.
But when you write a story, if you're planning for a trilogy, finish off the first one. Right? Leave it at a point that it's a good point to end on. Mm-hmm. And like I've never read this, but it's kind of just things I've seen. Like, you know, a lot of bad movies have like, oh, you know, in the very end is like, oh, sequel baiting, right? Mm-hmm. And there's so many movie reviews for bad movies I hear. They're like, you know, oh, now they're baiting for a sequel that will never happen, thankfully, you know? Mm-hmm. But a good story should be written to completion. Now, you don't have to tie up everything. It'd be good if you did, but you don't.
But tie up the most important points.
Right, and my big thing with this is, you know, you keep introducing new questions, you keep introducing new things. How are you going to answer them all in 5 episodes? And it's like, oh well, I mean the show's had good writing so far. It's like no, we've already established the show does not have good writing. Like, I mean, it has about average good writing, you know. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say the show is terrible writing. I'm also not going to say the show is really good writing. Right? Because neither one of those are really true. You know, for what it is, the show is decent. Oh gosh, I got killed. It does not help that I was extremely blinded. I always hate when I die because I always feel like a scrub.
He's not a scrub. He's really good at his games. Really, really good at them. But he likes to get upset whenever he dies. Most of the time, it's literally I'm distracting him.
It's either she's distracting me, and it's like, oh, your wife. It's like, no, like legitimately. Or like right there, I was extremely blinded because one of the enemies can kind of blind you for a little bit, and I got caught in it. But anyways. It's like, no, but we've already established that the writing in the show is decent at best, right? Like, it's par. It's not above par, it's not below par, it's par, right? But meaning that when you say something's below par, that's like the benchmark, right? So it's like golf, that's the benchmark you should hit. I don't know, maybe not, I don't know shit about golf, who cares about golf? Anyways. It's like, well, I do. Do you play golf? Yeah. Called it. But, no, and it's like, the thing is, too, the problem I'm seeing, and I know I repeat myself a lot, is that someone's going to say, oh, well, but, you know, the show's been shown to be able to write very well. And it's like, well, the problem is they're decent. They're average at it. You have 5 episodes. At episode 5... if you're doing one season, if you're at episode 5 at one season, 10 episodes, right, halfway point, you should be starting to maybe not wrap up the plot, but you should be hitting a climax.
Yeah.
The whole show, it's been building up. The thing is, though, too, if you keep building and building and building, well, if you have a payoff, that's one thing, but there's not a lot of payoff in sight.
Yeah. Like, the whole big premise of the show is who's lying. Right. Is Kate lying and saying that Jeanette saw her? Or is Jeanette lying whenever she says that she didn't see Kate being kidnapped?
And the thing is, though, it's like, okay, and that's why I think they're going to have a season 2. Because, like I said, if you're going to, and I don't want to finish the thought, if you're going to write, produce, cast, everything, a big show like this, it does not pay to have one season. No way does it pay to have one season. Like, well, I mean, sure, you're going to probably make a lot of money off it, mostly ad revenue. But, you know, The problem is, it's like you need more money, and of course, the corporations, man,
Yeah.
they're extremely greedy.
Mhm.
You know.
And I'm gonna agree with him that there's gonna be multiple seasons, cause like, I'm gonna throw this out there. Grey's Anatomy was supposed to be a mini series, like season 1 was like at the beginning it was supposed to be like a short, because it was like a mid-series random show they were going to like, just try out for a season. It just got renewed for season 18.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Ellen Pompeo signed a new
I'm sorry
contract.
if anyone likes Grey's Anatomy. It's smut. If you don't know what smut is, you ever go to those...
It's literally just sex, basically.
Yeah, like you ever go to like a
It used to be a lot more medical. Now it's extremely political this last season.
Actually, we should talk about that too, with shows even becoming political. We should either do it on this video or do another video.
Another video.
We could film that tonight too. I'm not going to bed anytime soon. I've got to work on my new gun. Carve Point 2, which is apparently chambered in .45 auto, which is on
weird.
Which is on par with the frickin' combat rifle.
Would it be kind of like a Chris Vector?
No, because it says it's a attack rifle. Chris Vector's a submachine gun. I just had to buy another self-revive kit.
Oh.
But, what were we saying? Oh, yeah. The thing is, though, too, it's because, like... Oh, I was gonna say, what the heck? I have no salvage. Where was I?
So, yeah, like, it's one of those kind of things where, like, I do agree with him that I do think that it's going to wind up being more than one season. Also, like, they haven't even started, like, the lawsuit
right,
section.
And that was, like, the big premise of the show, was that, you know...
That Jenna is suing Kate for defamation.
Well, I mean, it's like a damn M. Night Shyamalan film, because so many twists and turns. But it's like, the thing about it is, like, the writing is so, like, vague. Like, before anything can happen, they either switch gears or end the episode. So you never truly know what's going on. It's like, well, but is that, like, a reflection of real life? No! Because in real life, most times crap gets resolved.
I am going to throw it out there, like, the actress, like, the people playing the roles in this show, amazing job being able to switch, like, because you're basically playing 3 different roles. Especially with, like, Jeanette and Kate. Because, Kate goes from being, like, this sweet, innocent, like, perfect Texas popular girl.
Far from innocent, but...
Okay, you know what I mean.
No, I don't. Explain it to me. I'm stupid.
You're not stupid, you know what I mean.
But,
so, she goes from being, like, perfect to, like, super, like, oh my god, like, shut down after she gets rescued. She's, like, extremely shut down, like, doesn't want to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
And then in 90... What, can I finish, please?
I give you my blessing.
Thank you, babers. In 95, she's, like, kind of a bitch. Like, excuse my language. We're not freaking monetized. Nobody's ever gonna, like, we're not gonna ever get enough subscribers to get monetized.
Guys, if you pity us, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe.
Sure.
God, I feel so bad for him.
But because...
Also, her husband's super hot.
He is hot. Like, literally, look at this. Look at this boy.
If anyone wants to say you're conceited, I'm just going to say this. I am about as far from conceited as you get. It's a joke. Because she always says that crap.
I think he is super handsome. But that...
It's a
like...
It's
a popular opinion. It's not an unpopular opinion.
Right, you can finish
you have a club of girls that are like, oh my gosh, he's the one that got away.
It's not official. They haven't made a Facebook group yet. Although they're not boomers, so I don't know why they would.
I could see it from them. But,
God.
Anywho, so, like, she's kind of, like, talking smack on her family and, like, all that kind of stuff. And then Jeanette, she goes from being, like, a nerd, like, with the crimped hair and the glasses and the braces in 93 to 94, like, like, long straight hair, like, no glasses, no braces, like, popular girl. Well, she loses her popularity after Kate gets rescued. And then in, like, 95, she's, like, super grunge. Like, short hair. Like, doesn't want to talk to anybody. Well, I mean, people have been being mean to her and saying that she's a sociopath and stuff for the last year. So, like, kudos to them for playing their roles so well.
You know, someone once called me a sociopath. I said, no, just a psychopath, and then I ate their liver. That's a joke.
I figured.
I don't know they even had liver. At least,
it's gross.
At least give me your liver.
He's joking. Our girl hasn't been feeling good.
Sadly not. We don't know what's wrong.
Pretty sure it's a UTI.
Yeah.
But anywho, so we're going to jump into our theories of how we think the show's going to go. So we already agree that it's going to go more than just this one season. I believe Jeanette. Honestly. I think Jeanette's telling the truth. I don't think Jeanette saw her. Who do you think's telling the truth? Kate or Jeanette?
Well, that's actually a thing, because with the show's writing, they don't want you to like Kate. So I'm honestly
They don't want you to look like Jeanette either.
Yeah, but they went out of their way to make Jeanette, like, the queen bee that, you know, everybody hates, right? Like, guys, if you hate people who are mean, you should like, and I'm kidding, but, make sure you share it, too, so everybody can know what you're watching. There are certain sites you shouldn't do that on. You're all big boys and girls. I think you can figure it out.
Yeah.
But my theory, honestly, is that oh god, I honestly kind of think I honestly kind of believe that Kate and her kidnapper
were in a romantic relationship. Which everyone that has been posting that theory on the Facebook pages for it, everyone's like, oh my gosh, no, that's horrible, no. It's like,
dude,
just
like, because it's horrible don't mean it's true.
Yeah, like, how do you know that that's not how it's gonna go? Well, because people are wording it as, like, a relationship or sexual relations instead of he's taking advantage of poor innocent Kate.
Hey, let me ask a question. And this is a very, very probably unpopular opinion. How many times do women take advantage of men like that? I mean, come on. Come on. Well, women are more than often taken advantage of. No, honestly, I'm guessing it's about even. And I'm going to explain why. And this is going to be a little side tangent. Because women can sometimes figure out when they're being taken advantage of. Men don't. And if they do, they won't say it because it's embarrassing. Okay? So, yes, men take advantage of women. Yeah, I know. We've all heard it. Like, men bad. Oh, no, man bad. Man bad, Kaylee. Man bad, okay? But women also bad because women are heartless.
Freaking bitches.
Women are literally heartless.
Oh yeah, I've already been told today that I am cold and heartless and hateful. So, and not by my husband.
No, I say much worse things.
No, you don't.
I would never say anything so
you,
pedestrian.
like, No, like, you will jokingly say that kind of stuff,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I know
jokingly
you
say
don't
it.
mean it.
I've actually told her, if I'm not verbally berating you, you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
Which, it's not like, oh, are you in a safe relationship? Yeah, you're in a safe... Kaylee, are you in a safe relationship? You
Duh.
can tell the whole fucking world right now. I think that'd be
Yeah, because, you know, everybody wants to ask me if I'm in a freaking safe relationship.
Let's see, I
Duh.
take you to work at 6 a.m. most mornings. I put up with your bullshit. Yeah, I'd say you're pretty freaking safe.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. If I was clocking you every 5 minutes, you wouldn't be getting rides to work.
Yeah. As to a theory on who Annabelle is, I have no idea.
Annabelle is Kate's secret lesbian lover.
Doubt it.
Oh,
But I also think, okay, so Mallory was Jeanette's friend in 93, and then in 94 and 95 becomes like besties with Kate, even though she hated her in 93. I think that Mallory has something to do with it.
Mallory's there to make sure. Oh God, that show. Anyways,
I think that Mallory's the reason why Kate had Jeanette's necklace. So,
I agree with that. Do you want to talk about some of the problems we have with the show? Maybe like writing, like stuff, like just some of the direction.
You've already been talking about that for the last
okay, but I mean, like,
half an
you
hour.
haven't said any like major problems you have with the show because it's good. It's good.
Well, okay. Well, you've also like monopolized the conversation. But some problems that I have with the show is like it's not really like showing us much. Like we're getting bits and pieces. I feel like I'm getting more bits and pieces from the like preview ad videos that they have all over Facebook.
Yeah.
Because there's actually some scenes in those that haven't happened in the show yet. Like the one with Sarah Drew, like asking her if there's anything she needs to tell her mama. Like that.
Mother, I am actually a man. And I like other men. You did not know
And
this.
there's also a gay couple.
Isn't it the black guy?
Yeah, Vincent. Spoilers. And...
Dude, I freaking told you!
What?
That he was gay!
Yeah, that was like episode 2, baby.
Oh, shut up. I knew before that.
Okay.
You can't tell just by looking at men be like...
He can. He has very strong gaydar.
Before you say that's offensive, okay, then women who have straight dar are offensive, okay? So shut up. Oh God, did I offend you? Here's me not giving a shit. Like, let me put it this way. I will never probably go out of my way to offend someone because I'm not a fucking dick. Okay, I'm not the kind of dick who's gonna sit there and try to make you pissed off. Unless I think it's funny. Because normally if I'm doing that, it's because I like you. Not it's necessarily in certain ways, but anyways. But no, men have gaydar, women don't. Literally, there's been so many times and throughout like my life that I've either seen, heard, or experienced myself of, you know, he's gay, right? No, he's not. Yeah, he is. Then literally, like, girlfriend and boyfriend, because girlfriend gets pissed at boyfriend because, no, he's not gay. He just dresses very flamboyantly because he's expressing himself. What? That he wants other dudes? I'm not saying I'm judging him for it, but like, damn, girl, you're in more denial than most native Egyptians. You don't get that joke. It's a pun. Shut up. I don't have to explain myself to you. You know? And like, literally, and like, homegirl and homeboy could walk in on that dude making out another dude, and I'd be like, see what I mean? She'd be like, oh no, they're just good friends. They were probably checking each other's mouths for food. Yeah, that's what they were checking each other's mouths for. And then the friend will be like, guys, I'm gay. And she'd be like, guy would be like, fucking told you. And the girlfriend's like, oh, well, You didn't know? Yeah, the hell I didn't. Tell me how you really feel. Just did.
Yeah, but besides that, like, I haven't really had, like, okay, it annoys me that I'm not finding out, like, much more information each episode. But that's to be expected with these kind of shows. It's kind of like whenever I watched Pretty Little Liars, there wasn't much progression each episode.
The biggest progression you're probably going to get is quote-unquote bombshells, which my biggest problem with that is it's like I said, it's because the writing is deceptively good. Because you'll sit there and think, oh, this writing's really good. Okay. So there's a thing in writing, and it's a huge thing that you'll hear if you ever watch anyone critique a film, or critique a film, like play, anything. Show, not tell. Okay? If you're trying to convey something, you should show, unless telling it is the only way you can do it, show it. Okay? It's a lot better for the story if someone's like, because if someone says, yeah, you know, John Doe is a bad guy, you know, he's a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the audience is like, okay, thank you for literally just telling me that, instead of like showing John Doe, you know, like punt a baby or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that baby was talking shit. Might not blame him.
Yeah. So that's like our thoughts on Cruel Summer. So we hope that you enjoyed
Guys, if you can,
our take on it.
Guys, if you can understand half the words in this video, make sure you subscribe. I'm just trying to be obnoxious about it, because it's like, hey guys, if you've ever breathed oxygen or, you know...
Yeah, he watches a lot of YouTube, and so do I, and a lot of videos are very annoying with the whole pound that like button and like hit subscribe.
See, I tend to avoid those
we
kinds
try
of people.
not to.
See, like,
we try not to pressure people into it. That's why we only have 3 subscribers.
Do it or I will find you.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Do it or I'll find you and steal your Wi-Fi.
No, he will not.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
He's a nice guy, guys. He's a little rough around the edges, but he's amazing, guys.
No, do it or I'll find you and steal your
Wi-Fi.
I'm not gonna find them and hurt them. I'm just gonna steal their Wi-Fi. You're like, what the hell? We used 500 gigabytes in the last 3 days? Me downloading the internet.
Alright, guys, we're gonna end it there. Have a good... No, we're not. Have a good day, evening, nighttime, 5 a.m., whatever time it is where you are.
Have a good time in the alternate reality because you touched the frickin' pyramid and I told you not to fucking do it, but you did it anyways. And now you're stuck in an alternate universe.
Sometimes they just don't. Sometimes you just gotta ignore them. Alright, guys.
You sure do.
See ya next video.